Hello everyone. Wow, it's been like few months since my last video. Uh, yeah, a lot of things has changed, and I kind of want to do this more frequent because there's a lot of things as I meet new clients, do new projects. Uh, I always have fresh thoughts that I feel like it would be great if I can share with everyone, and then sort of like make it feel like it's a catch up with my friends, invisible friends, internet friends. Um, so today's topic, I think I want to touch on AI. Okay, um, by this point, it could be becoming a boring topic, but what I will be sharing is more on the like, are we relying too much on AI, especially as a business owner? So I think that's a newish topic, which I will touch in a bit. So, but before I go into that, I want to share some updates and also like just to reintroduce myself, because um, yeah, maybe you forget what I do. So yeah, just a shameless plug. So I am a designer and also a studio owner, design studio owner called a Studio From Us. So we do everything from web design to web development and also app design. So you can think of it like UI UX design. But when we talk about web design, we don't just talk about creating the web and then designing the web. We also talk about how do you use website as part of your uh, marketing funnel. Could it do you just looking for a landing page or do you need a full-fledged website? Like I think one of our past clients, when they reach out to us, they very specifically say they want their own corporate website, which has which has a lot of educational content that serves as a educational hub for his for her own client. you know and we actually gone and brainstorm what are the content pillar, how do we want to structure what kind of content do we want to put out there, and then how do we repackage them in a understandable manner, which is still beneficial, that can be easily discovered by AI and also Google. Yeah, so as you can see, we are not just doing web design. Web design is actually the deliverable. Strategy is why we are here. So, and this is a nice segue to to my update. When I say we, it's actually just me. Okay, so for friends who have been who has watched my past podcast sharing, you will notice that I actually founded this company with my university friend. Um, but we just early this year we parted ways on good terms because we have different vision for what we want the company to become, and I think it's fine. And because uh, it's good to it's good to acknowledge what each person need, you know and if we don't see it the same way, we are still friends, and we have the same, like we just do things a bit differently. That's all. We are still friends. There's nothing different, no. So, and the good thing is we don't when we open this company, um, one great point that at least I see is that our discipline actually don't really overlap, and because of that, we kind of complement each other. So uh, my design partner she's more on the branding and motion graphic front. I'm more on the product, uh, website front. So I feel like in the age of AI, um, people who know taste will want good craft, and people will actually, uh, yeah, people will want good craft, and that's where we come in. We have the knowledge of branding, motion graphics, and also product to make the website look good, to make the app look good. Yeah. So, but now we have parted ways. I'm still more focusing on the product front now. So these past few months, I've been thinking like, how do we want to shift my company? Actually, I'm so used to using the word we and our, but yeah, I'm still thinking like, how do I want to position studio from us, aside from just doing website, you know, um, because uh, I know that website is just part of deliverable strategy. Like I mentioned just now, the strategy is always about what kind of content do we want to produce, what do we want people to see, to feel, and also what do we want Google to see, how do we want to let people discover us, uh, and with all those questions, what kind of deliverables could I provide? Web design is one of them, but could I be providing more value to my future clients? I would want to do so. So that has been the thing that I've been thinking for the past few months. And also just, thinking how AI could, just bringing AI as part of the workflow to see how we can make the quality better. There's one thing that I struggle the most when I went solo is that I only have this pair of eyes to uh, to QA my stuff. Once I go to sleep, I wake up with my fresh pair of eyes. It's still this fresh pair of eyes. It's just one pair of eyes. So um, right now I'm finding ways to QA my work. How does good web design means? What does good web design means? Is there any? How do we define a good content? How do we define um, good hierarchy? How do we define what we are doing is correct? And uh, and maybe that's why they say a good business is actually a good system, and because it's a system, I've been trying to find ways to see how AI could be part of the system. Perhaps using AI, like using AI to produce copywriting. Of course, that sounds straightforward, but could we be using AI to help with generating more design as part of the design exploration process? That hopefully, when we show client, we are able to show the breadth of work. But also, I want to be very cautious of that because. I do realize when I show options, clients tend to get confused. It's very funny thing that I thought client one option, but the clients that I work with, they just sort of like tell me like, "Seke, you just tell me which one should I pick. That's why we hire you." So there's a very funny observation that I realized. So yeah, but nevertheless, I think AI is. I still want to see how I can build AI into the workflow. So that's something that I want to bring into my workflow. And yeah, hopefully, right now I'm still wrapping up two projects. When they are done, I kind of sort of have like a few weeks of uh, thinking how to revamp my company and build AI into workflow. And then after that, I think there's another project lining up. Uh, and yeah, just to let you know, our again, this is my design slot is open on the August. So if you're looking to design a website, an app, or internal tool, dashboard, anything, or just want to find a person to chat about strategy about your next big thing, uh, yeah, just reach out to me. I'll be putting my contacts in the description. So that's my update. I don't want to put any more plugs. That's enough plugs for today for this video. Okay, so what prompted me to record this video? So I mentioned about AI, right? And as I went solo for my company, of course I s- go and network. That's how I find clients. That's how I wish I can find clients. Okay, I haven't found any clients through networking, but that's how I wish could be a channel for me to find new clients. And with different kind of conversation with people, there's one sentence that I always hear, especially from people who has some sort of like technical background and who are business owners already. You know, they will ask me what I do. I will say I do web design and development, and then they will hit me with the I can do that with AI. So every time I hear that sentence, I'm not sure how do I feel that, and I don't know what I don't want to assume other people's intention, but it almost feels like that sentence is a way to tell people that hey, the industry that you are in is in danger. And with my minimal knowledge about your industry, I think you are done. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not saying this in a salty way. You know, I because I do acknowledge the impact of AI in my industry. In many ways, I feel replaced, but also in many ways, I find uh, that AI has helped me to grow as a designer and a business owner. So, in other words, AI has freed me up to do things that I want to do. And I still see people want quality website and app design, UI UX in general. So, so the thing about people who say they want, so let's take a conversation as an example. So I was chatting with one person, and they say they are looking for a new website. I ask them, oh, interesting, they know I'm a web designer now. They say they want a new website, and I ask like, do you have existing website? And then they say, yes, they do, and their current website is built on a certain platform, but this is where they get skeptical because like when they hear I am a web developer or web designer, they will ask something like, so do you mean like you manually code the website? And it's a it's a valid but also weird question because I do manually code the website, but I don't manually code every page of your website. Let's say if your website has like it needs 100 pages, I do manually code everything. Like I do use frameworks, React, Extra.js. Um, Coding is still important. If you want to build fast performance website that is scalable, but they will hit me with the why not use Wix? I've never heard framework from a business owner in Malaysia before. No, only from my design peers. Okay, I hope soon we will get there. But as of now, I'm still hearing Wix and Squarespace, which is like if I'm not mistaken, Wix 10 years ago is like a subscription fee of 600 to 700 ringgit a year. Squarespace will hit like 800 to 900 ringgit a year. Uh, yeah, so just to give you the sense of the cost. So they are uh, the client who use Wix or Squarespace, they are used to that level of pricing in terms of like website. So when they of course they will ask questions like how do you charge for a website, and then I will say, it really depends what kind of website you are looking for. If you could show me your current website you want to revamp, I will give you a ballpark figure. um, and then that's where they get a little bit impatient because they just want to know what's the price, because they think I'm a living Wix, I'm a living Squarespace. And when they get a little bit impatient, as most business owners do, I do also, but I try not to. When they get a little bit impatient, they will say the word, I think I can isn't this something that AI can do? And they will start making you feel like, by asking that question, it makes me feel, because I'm a sensitive guy, it makes me feel that uh, you're assuming that AI could do what I do, and you don't even know me. You just know me for like 5 minutes. So I'm not. I don't want to say I want to. Okay, so that is one of the conversation. Okay, that's one kind of conversation. Another kind of conversation is that as I meet people who are more, they are also, they could be business, most of them are business owners, okay, and they are more, they have more technical knowledge than the average business owners, okay, for this second group of conversation. And they will say things like, I heard, I want to build this thing, uh, or I want to improve my current system, because I heard one of my friend who is using OpenClaw to do certain kind of stuff. And okay, uh, and when I hear the thing that they use OpenClaw to do, it kind of feels like they are using AI to do a lot of process that shouldn't be there in the first place, or using AI to create artifacts that that is that they can't use, not they can't lah, that if you ask them like, do you really need to do that, they will say, hey, it's a nice to have feature, that's why I use AI to build it. It's always a nice to have feature, but does it generate a real ROI? Does it really impact your brand in a meaningful way? It's a gray zone, you know. So they kind of want to use AI to do good to have things that could be important, but not sure what's the ROI. But because AI is cheap, maybe we can test it out. That's the thing that they want to use AI for. So, um, so yeah, that's the second conversation I hear. And how do I tackle this? So I don't want to say, I don't want to, I don't have like straightforward comment about those two kind of conversation, but the thing I want to comment on is the tonation of the way they say it. Like, isn't this AI can do? Can we use AI to do that? And sometimes it feels like it's challenging me because I'm a sensitive person. Again, I'm a sensitive person. I feel challenged. This is where I want to tell them, you know, then build it. Build it with AI right now. Show it to me. I want you to take out your wallet, take out your credit card, go to Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, subscribe to the $20 or $100 plan, or you go to Open Router, subscribe, get the API key. I want to see you download VS Code, open Chat Copilot, throw in that Copilot and throw in that API key or download cursor or anything. Okay, subtract something, build it now. Use it to write your copywriting, use it to uh, build your shitty motion graphics that has no that has shitty easing function, you know, build it. I want to see. Let's meet up at a time at a Saturday. I'll sit at a cafe. I'll look at you. You build it. I don't try to sound skeptical here because there are really people who I've seen successful case study who people who has no technical background, they are desperate business owners trying to make things work, and they use AI and they did it. And then when they share the case study, they usually will share their design, they will share their process, or they will share how desperate they are. They build it, and then the actual thing is live, is usable by people already. And it's something that is actually core feature. For example, let's say building an e-commerce shop with AI. The e-commerce shop itself, its only function is to accept payment, is to sell, it's an inventory. So yeah, that's the whole thing. It's published, people can see, people can use. That's I would say like good. I admire you as a business owner. Um, I should be replaced. You know, I feel completely justified if you say I am replaceable in that manner. Of course, like I look at the website, it's not the best website. You know, it looks template as hell, but it works. It generates revenue. That's the main ROI. You know, $100 club, uh, pro max whatever shit plan that you subscribe, and now you are wrecking your wallet with the e-commerce side of yours. Good, salute. But what I want to say is that for the majority, 99% of people, they always say, I can do this with AI. Can we do that with AI? AI? Do it. Do it now. I want to see. Okay? So that's there's one observation that I observe. You know, those people who actually build something, put it out there, and share it with people, they always, when they say like I could do that with AI, they usually say something like they don't say that. They don't say I could do that with AI. They will say, oh, I've tried to do that with AI before, and uh, I've managed to get like 40-50% of my vision out, and maybe it's good enough to be released, or it's I don't feel satisfied. They will tell you their conversation, you know. But usually when they share about AI, they'll share in a very earnest way, um, what they feel about AI's capability, how they wish they had pushed AI's capability, their ambiguity or doubt around AI, you know, because they have actually built that thing out. So the conversation will become very meaningful, deep discussion automatically. You know, I have one existing client who is still, I'm still servicing her now. Is the client that we help to build a website. It's an insurance agent website. We are like, I've never thought an insurance agent company would need a website. Like, of course, they need a website, but she actually has a very specific vision in her mind, you know. And funny thing is, but she never really tell me about her vision. I kind of like put together a proposal of what this website could be, and after she looked through that website, she told me like, you know, Seke, this is what I want. Let's do it. So we share the same vision through the proposal. And what do I want to say this? Yeah, we are still servicing her now, but she is. I'll just say this. She's not the most tech savvy person, but she is willing to learn. Okay, um, and she on just one fine day, she just shared with me something like, could you help me to fill out this questionnaire? It's for my assignment, some kind of agent assignment, because of the workshop that she joined. And I fill it out, and then once I answer the questionnaire, I actually get an automated. It's like a self-assessment kind of thing. I'll receive a reply email, and then the email will actually like analyze what is my personality. There's their formula lah. And then it makes me think like, interesting. Why not? Why not we build something like this in your website? Let's do this now. You see how the conversation is different. I'll get excited about the possibility. I'll say that let's replicate it now. I asked ChatGPT how do they do it, and then I haven't at that point. I just tell the client, them, I just tell her like, wow, this thing is actually amazing. I actually did get like personality result, and how did you do it? And then she just say, oh, I did it with the help of AI. I joined a workshop, and this is part of assignment. I'm like, if you could figure this out using AI, then maybe I could. So let's try. So I asked ChatGPT how can you hook up a Google form and then let people answer that, and then generate a personalized result, email that person, and then actually get a step by step. I feel very visible. I tell my client, you know what, this thing that you sent me, let's replicate this for your website. It wasn't part of deliverable, but let's do it because it just sounds exciting. And I build it, and then she along the way she also shared me like, oh yeah, you use Google App Script. That's what I used to. So we get excited with the idea of using AI to build stuff. You can do you see that? Like she truly has a people who has used AI to build real stuff before. Uh, they will say in a manner of rooting for you, excitement. Uh, it's just more deeper conversation. You know. So yeah, and I just want to get on another. This is like segue to another topic. AI today is very different from AI a year ago. It's much more capable. I remember when I just resigned and I opened studio from us. Uh, I was still skeptical of how good can the copywriting be, how like without like with considerable amount of prompting, how good can it be, or how can I still how good is the image generator be. And Nano Banana back then and today is very different. Image gen back then and today is very different. um, Figma, yeah, I don't know. Figma AI features, I've used Figma Make before, but I don't think people take Figma Make very seriously. Shit. Shit, why do I want to say this? What do I want to say? Um, yeah, AI back then and today is very different, and the cost is very different. Back then, you can, uh, so 6 months ago, no, 4 months ago, I started to use GitHub Copilot as part of my coding agent. And with $10 a month, it's so worth it. You get so much value out of it. But now with you can start to smell that the subsidized era of AI has been over. Cloud Code is not part of the Cloud Pro plan anymore. The $20 plan. It's not in it anymore. If you want Cloud Code, you need to subscribe to the $100 plan. If you want GitHub Copilot, you cannot sign up anymore. Future sign-ups, you can still sign up for the $10 plan, but how the you are essentially buying credits and you are still paying API usage. So the flat rate doesn't it's not flat rate anymore. Uh, GitHub Copilot, I feel the new pricing will be very similar to what you will just get if you visit Open Router and subscribe and just purchase a credit and use the models from there. Yeah, it sounds a bit technical, but what I want to say is that you won't get fee, monthly flat fee uh, uh, AI much longer soon. Just this afternoon, I subscribed to Open Router. I coded with a Chinese model, which is considered, I think it's like 10 times cheaper than Claude, you know. With just one prompt, it's a long prompt, okay? I asked it to formulate a plan and execute it. Just two prompts. It cost me $2 to $3, which is like 10 to 12 ringgit. And you won't also know if the generated code it works or not, right? And the same could be said to image generation. If you have tools like, let's say, Recraft, Midjourney, yeah, you would speed run the token, and sorry, is it token? You speed run the usage, okay, hit the limit, and uh, essentially AI in near future will look very much like utility, where the more water you use, the more you pay. AI will be very similar. I think Midjourney right now you still get to pay the flat fee, uh, but a lot of the what I think what I want to say is like a lot of the frontier models, big famous AI LLMs, they will move towards the API usage. And when that happens soon, you'll find yourself asking like, if I want to do this with OpenClaw, I want to build local agents to help me automate the whole CAN process that I don't even know if it should exist in the first place. How much would it actually cost me? I've seen videos of people saying like, the current uh, cloud plan that they're using for the $100 plan that they are using, they have do a calculation. If it were to be a API usage pricing, the actual money that they are paying is 10 to 15 times more. So what it means is that by subscribing $100 of Cloud Pro, a Cloud Max right now, you are getting API usage equivalent of 1,000 to 1,050, $500 usage, which is to say that AI right now is heavily subsidized. You know, if you are using AI for writing emails, those kind of stuff, I think still fine. But if you are doing serious work, we cannot be too reliant on AI. I think it's time to use AI as a tool to teach yourself, uh, you know, and just get better at the skill before AI gets too expensive for you to use. Yeah. Um, I don't know why do I come to this topic, but I think that's one of my fear. There's like as much as I am excited for AI for the past year, is a very huge growth. I'm also feel like where is this AI pricing things going for? Because as a business owner, we have enough chaos to manage. The last thing that we need is another unpredictable billing. you know. So um, seems like I talk too much, but yeah, it's just it's more like a retrospective lah. Like just 1 year ago when I was employee, I am an employee. Now I'm a self-employed, and hopefully self-employer one day. I mean, hopefully will be employer one day. Of course, if I'm able to use AI to cut cost, or even if I hired someone, that someone will be able to use AI in a meaningful way, which could generate more revenue, I'm all for it. But I think business owners will need to be very uh, realistic with what they hear other people are doing with AI. I've seen the trend of business owner influencers, meaning as in like business owners who are also influencers are starting to use AI to build analytic dashboard or SEO dashboard for their website, and which they claim that the dashboard is able to tell them how their website is ranking, how their website is performing, what is it missing, and then it will suggest a code, and then you just click approve and publish. It will actually publish to your website, which I don't think it works like that. I don't know. I Most of the website that these business owners, I think they are using WordPress, and you probably can do that, but it feels very not secure if your website could just get any update from AI, right? I don't know. It feels like disaster waiting for it to happen. Um, but what I want to say is the funny part is if you actually go and check the business owner's website, you go and look through the console, you know, if you're if you're, you know, um, I don't know. I do that, okay? Don't judge. It's part of profession, okay? You will see that the code was never pushed to the website. Like they record on their YouTube, I'm now, or they record on their, usually this happens on Instagram, okay? Or TikTok. Like, hey, you see what I built using AI. Right now I'm pushing the publish, and then you see the button, dong, 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 circling, and then publish, approved. And then the business owner say, it's done. I don't have to hire, I don't have to continue hiring my marketing agency anymore. Or they will usually start their reels with like, I just fired my whole marketing agency, marketing vendor. And they will say things like that. And then of course you will get hooked, like, what do you say? And then you will stay for the video, and then this is what they built with their AI. And I feel like at this point does it really happen? I don't know. Like they don't really show you if that thing actually really happens. Like if they would open their website and then they just open the console and they just show it, this is part of it, or they just use some tools to validate like, hey, this actually did happen. It's not just a button on the AI. You know, I think then I'll believe it. Then I'll believe it. But because of just, and other business owners will look at that and they will think like, oh, AI is great. If he could build that, why not me? Let's build an AI. I will just build a website using AI, and then I'll use my AI to build another dashboard to audit the website that I built using AI. I hope I don't sound salty here, okay? But there's an interesting rule in this universe is that if it sounds too simple to be true, it probably is. you know, I crack my head. Think of 100 use cases that I can use AI to build into my design workflow, but I just couldn't find a way that meaningfully works, that could meaningfully enhance the quality and meaningfully scalable. No, I always still find myself like I still need human intervention is needed because I still need to curate myself. I have what I think um, um, I have what I think people usually call taste lah. Okay, I don't know what is it called. Just you could say OCD or whatever. But yeah, I still don't trust AI meeting transcription. You know, I still manually handwrite my meeting notes and then cross check it with my AI transcription. That's how much trust I have in AI. And now you are telling me you want to use AI to build the dashboard, build the website, use the dashboard to audit the website. Okay, you know, and I hope it works for you. But for most of the time, I don't think people are technical enough to know if it really works. And they will, and they are also the same people who say things like, "I can build this with AI." That's a very, I think, dangerous message to spread to people. Yeah. As a business owner, I don't want to be I don't want to be skeptical of AI. I'm fully embracing it now. But I also want other business owners to think what are the guardrails of uh, of quality, uh, of like how do we know if you have a good vision, what's the strategy to it. You could use AI to help you with the strategy, okay? um, and is AI the right tool? In the end, AI is just a tool, you know. And if you are not sure, you can build it. But I just want to say that the tone and manner that I hear people say, I can build this AI, it feels very, um, um, could be dishonest, could be not, not, not with a good intention, and will actually hurt. I don't want to say it hurt other business owners lah. It doesn't really hurt me in a way. You say, man, I mean, I'm hurt because I have a sensitive heart, but it doesn't hurt what I do. You know, I know where I stand. And I think okay, I found the word. So be more conscious of when you say word like that, because for people who actually know how to use AI, they will immediately know that you don't know stuff. You know, all they need to do is to ask you to describe how you will approach that in a very earnest manner, and then you will feel attacked already. That's how bad the sentence is. I can build that with AI. AI. You know, so now I realize I keep saying, you know, I shouldn't say that so much. Yeah, I'm still practicing lah. So I think yeah, that's all the rant. I don't know, is it a rant, but sharing that I have. It's just a thought. It's just a thought, you know, an angry thought that I feel like I want to share it out. And I feel like if I were to write it as a blog on my website, sekia.com, I do still write blogs, and I ask AI to help me to proofread. I have to admit that. I feel like if I write it, I wouldn't be able to capture my, I don't want to say anger, but I wouldn't be able to capture my my feelings lah. Okay, and hopefully through the video, uh, I kind of wonder, like, how do you all feel? Do you all feel, especially if you are a designer, like, how do you feel when you listen to these kind of things? You know, or is it just me who feel like I want to challenge other people? Like, okay, just build it now, build. Pull out your laptop, open, okay, CMD command, whatever, just open a VS Code, build, 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 build. Or is it just me who feel like that, or do you feel like, justifiable lah? These people say that, just want to get some opinions lah, so that when I talk to more people, I have more perspective to share. Yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all. This video is getting a bit too long. Yeah, I just before I just ending the conversation. Just another shameless plug. If you are looking for, uh, if you're interested in building a website or building an app, or just want to discuss any idea, there could be potentially an app or website or forums. Sorry, why do I say forum? But yeah, yeah, I'm open to any kind of chat. Just contact me. I'll leave my contacts in the description area. Yeah, let's just be friends or whatever. Yeah, thank you so much.